So hello guys, what's up you all and welcome back to my channel. It's Augusta American and this is Mrs. Leopard series. If you're just meeting me for the very first time, you are highly welcome to my channel. Do consider subscribing, be a part of this community and you will love it too. Guys, in this video I want to share with you guys interview tips for your healthcare assistant interviews. I have been opportune to be both an interviewer, both an interviewee, and I have been in contact with a lot of interviewers. I have them as friends, as acquaintances. They have always complained about one thing, and that is what I am coming here to share in this video. I'm going to be talking about healthcare assistant jobs because that is peculiarly where I have experience in ever since I got to the UK. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my knowledge and how you will ace your interview questions. When you get through that stage of sending in your CV, your applications, and you get that one interview out of all the unfortunate lists, you don't want to go there and miss the chance. You must put in your best. I will share with you guys some interview questions you'll be getting when you are going for healthcare assistant job positions and how to answer these questions. And even if you don't have experience, you know how you can go about this, whether you have experience or you don't have experience. People that even have experience, their own doesn't really need much work because most of the time what you already know what to expect, and because you have this experience, there's this kind of confidence you already have. And then when you are facing an interview panel, it's not your first time anyway, so the tension is not there and all that. So basically this video is actually targeted to people that have little or no experience when it comes to these healthcare assistant jobs. You're just coming into this interview, you are seeing this panel because they're usually like a panel of maybe 3 people that will be interviewing you, you know. So from the onset, from coming in, having your seat, introducing yourself, meeting the panelists and all that, the confidence, how to be confident, how to be yourself and not to allow the tension to get to you. A lot of people will already practice what they're going to be saying in this interview, like go to Google, learn, even come to YouTube, watch all the videos. But by the time they step into that room and they're seeing all these people, you know, waiting for them to give them the answer, like one person will ask you a question, everybody will just put eye on you like this and be waiting to answer to see what you say. Like some people feel tensioned, like, and once that tension comes, bam, you forget everything. So guys, starting from when you walk into this room where you're meeting the people that are going to be conducting this interview, always be yourself. Forget about the fact that, you know, you're coming there to impress, you're coming there to leave a lasting impression, to answer these questions, you know, the English you're going to be speaking. Because most times when you're even coming in newly, if you're not somebody that have worked with, you know, foreigners back home, you're just coming in newly, sometimes it's even difficult to be able to understand everything they're saying. If you're not hearing what they're saying, maybe they're speaking so fast, because believe it or not, these people, they have accents. Yeah, the person that is from Northern Ireland, the English is not the same with someone that is from England or someone that is from Scotland. Their English is different, even as all of them are English. So if somebody is being too fast, you know, when they are talking to you, you're not even grasping, you can tell them that, you can say it again, or can you slow down a bit, you know, that kind of a thing. As much as you don't want it to look like you don't have that communication fluency, because it's still part of what they're going to be testing in your interview, to know how fluent you are in communication. Because it's not when client is talking to you, be saying, yeah, I can't hear you. So as much as you don't want them to feel you don't have that communication fluency, it's also okay when you're not grasping what someone is saying and you're like, say it again, or can you repeat that, can I get it again, or I didn't get that clearly. Once in a while, here and there, you just, you know, if you're not getting what they're saying totally. If not, as long as you have made yourself comfortable around them, you come in, the first thing they will do is to welcome you. Do you want a cup of water, or you want tea? Feel relaxed. If you need water, if you need tea, if you need anything at all, you know, that will make you feel relaxed. Feel free around them. And then when they speak to, if you don't hear what they're saying, you can always say it again, or come again, or I can't hear that, you know, just let them understand that they're being too fast or you can't grasp, without necessarily making the person feel like you're not fluent. And when you're even answering, don't even try to form funny. You know that when somebody asks you a question like, how are you, can you get to know us, can you get to introduce yourself, and you now want to say, hi, my name is be yourself. Even if your voice is is thick like this, my own, be yourself. Be comfortable in your own, like, feel cool. Don't try to fit into any position or into any shoe that you know that is not you, because they will know. They will feel it. They will know that your questions, your body language are not just original. Okay, so try and be yourself. Apart from that, that being said, whenever you're going for these interviews and you're going to look up interview questions online, both Google or YouTube or wherever it is you're going to be sourcing, getting your information from, don't just go and be cramming these questions and the answers. Be real, like fit it into your real life situations. That is why I always say that if you don't have experiences, because if you have experience in doing these things, you will always be able to explain, because this is what you do every day in your everyday task in your previous position. So it's usually people that don't have these experiences. It's not just enough for you to go and be cramming things like, okay, they will ask me this question, let me just cram it, and once they go there, they ask you and you're downloading it like that, just like the way you read it. They will know that it's not coming from the heart. Most of the time, if you don't have the opportunity to have worked in the healthcare setting, like I always tell people that are close to me, do volunteering. This volunteering, it helps a lot. If you're not in the UK, you're in other countries, Red Cross is everywhere. You can go to the Red Cross and volunteer, community volunteer. If you're already in the UK, maybe on a student visa, you've never worked and this is your first job, you can go and do NHS volunteering. They have community responders. You go and, get these experiences. It pays to have this experience, because you know that when you're going to do a volunteer job, most of the time you can come even without an experience and you'll be taught on the job. So you have the opportunity of going in as a novice, more like you're going to do apprenticeship. Going in as a novice, somebody without experience, and coming out with experience. So even while you're there, you are volunteering for the NHS, or you're volunteering for whichever society that you know it's relevant to the kind of position you want to pursue a career in. You'll be gaining these experiences. You'll be gaining that opportunity to get references, because when you are looking for these jobs, they don't joke with volunteering. When you tell them I'm a volunteer, I'm an NHS responder, that alone is giving you the referencing. That alone is giving you the experience that you need, to be able to answer all these questions that come like every day, kind of living that, people have. When they ask you questions, you try and attribute this question to your everyday living. For example, they will usually ask you questions about safeguarding. No matter the kind of interview you go for, whether it is taking care of the older person, whether it is helping people with disability, people that are autistic, children, people that are recuperating, from major surgeries or whatever it is, no matter the question that is relevant to that field, you see safeguarding, it is general. You must answer a question in safeguarding. So for example, they asked you a question in safeguarding. That is not the time for you to come and start telling them the meaning of safeguarding. They know the meaning of safeguarding. You are going to be telling them about safeguarding to let them know that you understand what safeguarding is. You just want to know, you that you're coming for this interview, for this position, do you understand your job? Because healthcare assistant, support worker, it all centers around safeguarding. Because you're going there to help somebody who is a vulnerable adult. You're going there to support, because this person would ordinarily not be able to do these things for themselves. So if you don't understand safeguarding, you don't even understand the job. You have to safeguarding like at the tip of your fingers. You tell them that safeguarding is a very crucial aspect of healthcare, because if you're taking care of someone and you are not able to observe to know when the client you're taking care of is exposed to abuse, then you're not doing your job. Like someone else is entrusting their care in your hand, the least you can do is to be able to know when this person is being abused. That is your time to tell them about abuse. There are types of abuse. It's not necessary that you must see a mark on somebody's hand to know that they are being abused. That is just related to physical abuse. Some abuse can be mental, some can be financial, some can even be institutional abuse. And it takes a very observant person to understand that there's a change in how your client is behaving. Like there's something not just right about them. They are not just being their usual self, because some of these signs are hidden. Some of them are mental. So what do you do when you find out that your client is being abused? How do you escalate it? How do you take it up? How do you assure them that you're going to be taking care of this? How do you get them to even speak to you? Because someone is being abused doesn't mean that if you go to them to ask them, they can open up to you. It takes someone that has already trusted you for them to even accept and tell you that this is what they are passing through. Those are the things you will mention. And then they will know that, yes, you have these things, like you know it. Okay, you approach the client, you find out what the problem is. No matter what they tell you, even though you assure them that it's going to be confidential, you're not going to be disclosing this thing to anybody, it's going to be confidential. But then you have to let your team leads know that this is happening, so that they can get help. So assure the client that I have to let my manager know about this, because that is the best way we can be able to get help for you. Okay, assure them that your manager knowing about it doesn't mean that it's now being in the open. It's still confidential. They're going to treat it with all confidentiality, but that is the first step to getting them help. Assure them that you're going to get them help, and let them know that this is not normal. This is not okay for this person to be treating you like this. You're going to get help, and I assure you that it will stop. Henceforth, you are no longer going to be exposed. You will be protected. There are things you let these people know. They will know that yes, you know this, unlike something you just went to read, from Google. Okay, so that is the part of safeguarding that you need to know. Apart from safeguarding, you're going to be answering questions about personal care, how you give personal care. You're going to be answering questions about integrity, maintaining the integrity of your client, because you're giving somebody personal care does not mean that, when you come, even when the children are there, maybe you walk into a room to give a client personal care to change their pad. Even when the children are there, in front of the children, you are changing their pad. No, you're not protecting their privacy and their integrity. You are going to ask the children, the relative, or whoever it is to excuse you. You want to change them because they still have their privacy. They still own their space. Okay, just because they are vulnerable or in that position does not now mean that everybody is now welcome to come and, And before you even start giving this personal care, make sure you close all curtains, close all doors. Mention it to the interviewer that this is what you do to ensure your client's privacy and dignity is maintained. Close all curtains, close all doors, make sure that they have their privacy, just like you would if you're the one trying to maybe change your clothes in your room. You wouldn't leave all doors or all windows open for everybody to be passing and be seen. Just like the same way you would treat your own self, or they would treat themselves if they had that capacity. Now that you're entrusting that care into your hand, you have to ensure that you maintain that privacy and dignity for them. Okay, you are going to be answering questions relating to this. So these are the things you will tell your interviewer, and they will know that yes, you have this experience practical. It's not just reading from Google or whatever it is. You're also going to be answering, apart from questions relating to your client, you're also going to be answering like scenario-based questions. They can tell you that, okay, you came into your client to offer personal care and this client started reacting in so way. What are you going to be doing? They want to know, how do you escalate issues? Like, how do you handle situations? Are you somebody who can handle challenging behavior, or are you somebody who knows the first point of escalation to do in case you're having challenges in your job, you're having difficulty attending to a client? Who is the next person you're supposed to report to? Do you even know that the first person you're supposed to report to is your direct upliner, like your team lead, your manager, or whoever it is you're reporting to? They want to know if you are aware of these things. And also, apart from questions relating to clients, they're also going to be asking you questions relating to your team, like team related questions, just to find out if you're a good team player. Like, how do you play along in a team? I don't know how the question will come, but something about you knowing that, okay, even though we are members of a team where you come and the job is being distributed, maybe they'll ask you to take over 1, 2, 3, 4 tasks. They'll ask another person to take over the other number of tasks. It doesn't mean that when you're done with your own task, or as you're doing your own, if somebody needs an extra hand, you say, no, I'm not assigned to this side. This is just what I have to do, and go home. They want to know if you can be able to carry everybody along, and if you understand that the goal is to get the job done as a team, not just to do your own part and go home. If you do your own part and go home, and this other person's part is not done, then as a team on this particular shift, you people did not get your job done. So they want to understand if you even know that good team playing is all it takes. Like, it's very essential when it comes to running shifts, running rota with people and all that. So it depends on how you answer these questions. Make them understand that. Make them know that you understand what this job entails, because they're not just coming to ask you to educate them. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of that? Which is what most people go to answer. They are not looking for answers. If they are looking for such answers, they will go to Google and find it. They are trying to know if you understand this job, if you understand what this job entails. It's just like you trying to tell them that I understand what I'm coming in to do. I understand, and look at what I have learned. Look at my experiences so far, and this is what I'm bringing to the table. And of course, they're going to ask you the very first question, which is, tell us about yourself. That is the time when you tell them about yourself, career-wise. It's not like you telling them I'm from a native of Ogbolafo in Soso Kingdom in Nigeria. No, it's for you to tell them that for the past how many years, for the past how many months you've been a healthcare assistant in social position, in social company in here in the UK, and now you're now looking for another opportunity. The reason why you are looking for another job is because this job now allows you, or maybe this other one is not close to home, or this one now allows you a better time to be able to attend to other needs, like you have family, you have little children, or tell them your career, where you are now in your career, where you are envisaging to be like in the next 5 years. Okay, by starting off as a healthcare assistant, you have the opportunity of doing your MVQ level, this level, that in health and care, the steps you're taking to ensure and how this job you're applying for fits into these career goals. Okay, that is basically what you're going to be discussing. And like I told you guys, experience is just what makes it easier. If you don't have experience in a paid job as a healthcare assistant or whatever position it is you're even applying for, you can do volunteering. In the UK here, there are a lot of volunteering opportunities. You might say, oh, why will I be going to do volunteering when I'm not going to be paid for the job? But then the experience you're getting, even the referencing, these volunteering organizations like the British Red Cross, British Heart Foundation, the NHS, a lot of them, when they give you their reference, they don't even, most of the time, employers will no longer even ask you for any other reference, maybe for any other job. Is that one, that volunteering opportunity that they're even interested in? And for you to even be a volunteer, it means that you even have, that value that they need for this role, because volunteering is all about, doing selfless activities for people, something you don't even get paid for. And then we'll talk more of when you're not going to be doing this thing to be paid for it. It shows that you have that passion, to help others. Simple. And that is what healthcare assistant or healthcare positions is just all about, that passion to help or to meet up with the needs of others. It's going to actually boost your chances. Okay, so that is just about it. Remember what I told you, people, always be yourself, be calm, be yourself, find that place. If you are tensed up, tell them that you are just tensed up. In fact, that they should just pardon you that you're just tensed up. They will tell you, relax. They might even just start chatting up, start bringing up topics that will just distract you to make you feel more at ease. Once you feel at ease, you find out that everything will be flowing. And when they ask you questions that are scenario based, if you have experiences, you will also always be able to paint these scenarios. Okay, take for instance, they're asking you, how are you going to be handling challenging behavior if a client is doing this? If you come in to attend to a client and the client refuses, or the client is doing this, how are you going to be handling it? If you have the experience of where it has happened in the past, this is your chance to bring it in. You tell them that, well, you had such experience in your position in social organization where you came into this particular client and this particular thing happened, and then this is how you handled it. It pays, like it makes them understand that yes, you have this hands-on experience that they're looking for. Even though you know that anyone you don't even know, or maybe you don't have the experience, you can always let them know that you're new into this care thing, you're new into care, and looking for an opportunity to grow a career in this field, and that the kind of person you are, you're flexible, ready to learn, easily, easily acclimatize or easily fit into any role at all. That if even in your previous job, when your company started using this new software, everybody was just, not cool with it, but you were one of the people that picked it up easily, and you were even part of the team that was now teaching the others, letting the others, showing them around the software, because you're somebody who easily learns new things. It helps. You tell them that no matter what it takes, no matter what the job is going to be demanding, you are somebody who can easily fit in, who if you receive the adequate training, you can easily fit into that position. There is nothing wrong with saying that. You must not always claim to have that experience. You must not always claim it, because no matter what, even if your experience is long from here to Nigeria, they will still train you. The experience is just going to be making them expect so much from you, because if you say you have experience in this, there's some kind of questions they will be asking you in the interview, and they will be disappointed. Like, this is somebody that says she has experience in this and she can't even answer these questions. But when you even tell them that I don't really have an experience in this, I'm still new in this sector, in this industry, because since I came to the UK, I became interested in care. In my home country where I'm coming from, care sector is not really an industry. We just do it like volunteering, and I've been volunteering back home, but in a paid job, I've not really gotten this experience. But rest assured that I am somebody who learns easily in any environment. I've seen myself in any system, I can easily adapt. I have the adaptability. I am certain that when I'm given this opportunity, whatever it takes, that I should be able to carry on with the job. Give them examples of where you've had challenges in your previous jobs, like skills, transferable skills you're bringing in here is that that adaptability, you have it. At the end of the day, what matters is how you compose yourself, how you're able to answer your questions. The ones you don't know, let them know that, okay, this is the issue. You don't really have so much experience in this, but you think that with the right training, you'll be able to do this, okay? And if you have experience, good and fine. Of course, you're going to be acing your interview. If you have opportunity to go and volunteer, go and volunteer. It will give you that experience so that when you go to the interview, there's this confidence you come in with when you have the experience. You're just coming to meet them because you know that whatever question they're going to ask, you have an answer to it. So guys, I'll just encourage you guys, as you're waiting for the interview, preparing, reading, watching videos, go and start volunteering if you can. Go and gain that hands-on experience. It will help you a lot. Even the referencing, it will open doors for you, okay? All right, guys, if you've watched up to here and you enjoy our chit chat, don't forget to like this video so that YouTube will recommend it to a lot of viewers who are going to find it really helpful. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe if you've not. If you have any question at all, any question, any interview question I did not mention in this video and you want to know what about it, you can always feel free to always, reach out to me, Instagram, via email, or drop it in the comment section. I will respond to it, okay? Catch up with you guys in my next video, and until then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.